Have you ever felt that immense emptiness, that paused moment when the world around you seems to fade away, giving way to a deep and almost touchable silence? Sometimes, this silence doesn't just come from outside, but also settles within us, like a fog covering our thoughts and feelings. This silence that suddenly comes into your life can be surprising, confusing, and even scary. It arrives without warning, often after a time of being busy, having plans, dreams, or hopes. We find ourselves facing ourselves in a place where every sound, every movement seems louder because everything else is gone. Plans lose their excitement, passions slowly fade, and what made us lively yesterday suddenly seems far away, almost out of reach. We then wonder if we still have the strength or the desire to keep going, or if it all just doesn't make sense anymore. Prayers seem to get lost in the emptiness, like words whispered in the wind, and God seems far away, quiet, almost not there. We look for answers, but the sky stays silent, and we wonder if anyone is really listening. We feel alone, as if in an inner desert, with no signs, no direction. Memories of the past and hopes for the future seem to disappear, leaving only the plain and quiet present. Many people go through this time without daring to talk about it. We question our choices, our faith, our path, and sometimes even our own worth. We wonder if we're alone in feeling this emptiness, or if others have gone through it before us. The world keeps spinning, people keep going on their way, but our life seems paused, frozen in time. We watch others move forward while we stay still, caught in this inner silence. What if this silence wasn't a sign of being left alone, but an invitation to slow down, to listen in a different way, to find out what is hidden behind the noise and busyness of everyday life? Perhaps this silence is there to teach us to see what we can't see, to feel what's truly important, to connect again with what really matters. It pushes us to look deeper inside ourselves, to listen to what can only be heard in quiet. A call to be patient, to trust, to let go. A call to go deeper inside ourselves, to listen to what can only be heard in quiet, to welcome this moment as a necessary part of our journey. What if this desert was a meeting place, a way to get ready for a bigger purpose? A place where we let go of what's not needed to better welcome what's important, where we get ready to be reborn anew. Today, let's explore together what these spiritual deserts really are. Let's find out how even when we're alone, we're never truly by ourselves, and that every step in the sand brings us closer to a discovery. We will see that the greatest people of faith have gone through it before us, like Moses, Elijah, or even Jesus. Each of them experienced this silence, this desert, before getting a new task, a renewed strength. And what if in the middle of this quiet, God was shaping you for a deeper and more real life? Maybe this desert isn't the end, but the start of a change, a meeting, a new beginning inside you. Open the Bible. The desert is everywhere in it, never just a side note. It runs through the stories, setting itself up as a key place, a space where everything changes. The desert isn't just a spot on the map, but a strong symbol, a stage where your true self shows up, and where the story of faith is written in dust and quiet. It's always a place you have to go through, a big step between your old life and your new future. The desert marks the line between what you leave behind and what you're moving towards, a kind of waiting room where you get rid of the old to welcome the unknown. It's a breaking point, but also a fresh start. No hero in the Bible got their mission while being super comfortable. It's in feeling uncomfortable, thirsty, hungry, and unsure that the most important callings are born. The desert builds character, shapes faith, and gets you ready for what you're meant to do. They all faced dry times, being alone, and losing things. They knew what it was like to be tired, to doubt, and sometimes even to be scared. But it's exactly when your soul feels bare that the most important things show up. The desert is both a tough test and a meeting with God, a place where you face your limits, but also where you find out how faithful God is, often when you least expect it. There, masks come off, and people see their own weakness. False ideas disappear, fake fronts crumble, and only what's truly important remains: a person, their weakness, and God. It's in this weakness that God meets people. He doesn't fill the emptiness with easy answers, but with his quiet and strong presence, which turns hard times into a way to grow. Moses, Elijah, John the Baptist, Jesus Christ, they were all shaped in the desert. Each one went through not having enough, silence, temptation, but also new understanding and new strength. This isn't just by chance, but a deep truth. God builds by taking things apart. He uses the desert to break what needs to be broken, so he can rebuild on strong foundations, made pure by the hard times. The desert empties us of our doubts to fill us with his presence. It teaches us to let go, to listen, to wait, to hope even when things seem hopeless. It's tough, but it's really important for doing something bigger than ourselves. The desert isn't a punishment, but a way to get ready, a necessary journey to truly become who you're meant to be and answer your calling. Remember always that God watches over you, no matter what's going on. In Job 1:12, the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not lay a hand on his person." The desert isn't the finish line, but the path that gets you there. It's the place where we learn to walk by faith, to keep going without understanding everything, to trust in the one who guides us even when things are dry. Moses, once a prince of Egypt, became a simple shepherd in the desert of Midian. 40 years of quiet, of being alone, of letting go of everything. It was there, empty of everything, that God called him. After Israel was set free, Moses led the people through the desert for 40 years. This journey, much more than a punishment, was a school of trust. Every day God provided, manna, water from the rock, victory in tough times. The people learned to lean on God one day at a time. The desert wasn't just wandering around, it was intense training. God shaped a people who no longer relied on their own strength, but on his faithfulness. Our own personal deserts teach us to let go and to trust. It's a lesson that still matters today. The desert gets us ready to receive what God truly wants to give us. Elijah, a fiery prophet, completely collapses after his big win on Mount Carmel. Even though he did amazing things, he feels totally drained, scared, and alone. His big success didn't make his doubts go away or calm his tired heart. He runs away, leaving all the crowds and noise behind, trying to find a safe place far from everything that wears him out. Running into the desert, he hits rock bottom, even wishing he could die. The quiet of the desert echoes his sadness, and every step takes him a little further from what he thought was true. Elijah, feeling overwhelmed, thinks he's been left alone, unable to see any future. The desert becomes like a mirror of his soul, dry and with no way out. But God steps in, not in a flashy way, but with a simple act, some bread and water. In this simple gift, Elijah gets the strength to keep going. Sometimes God's kindness shows up in the most ordinary things, where you least expect it. Feeling stronger, Elijah walks to God's mountain, hoping to hear from him. Each step is an act of faith, a search for meaning in the middle of the unknown. He climbs the mountain, hoping to hear God's voice again, to finally understand why he's going through all this. He sees a strong wind, an earthquake, a fire, but God isn't in any of these loud things. The big, showy things that might seem like God's sign are just noise. Elijah waits, confused, for God to show up in a different way. Then comes a whisper, a soft breath. That's where Elijah knows it's God. In this quiet, gentle moment, he finally hears the voice that comforts him, lifts him up, and gives meaning to everything. It's not power that speaks, but gentleness, the quiet presence that doesn't force itself on you. The desert changes how we think about God, making us realize he's not always loud and powerful. It teaches us that truly connecting with him happens when we're open and okay with our weaknesses. In 2 Corinthians 12:9-11, God says, "My grace is enough for you, for my power is made perfect when you are weak." The quiet of the desert then becomes a place where we change inside. It teaches us to listen to the quiet, to feel God's presence in a gentle breeze. In nature, in the wind's breath, in the calm we find again, God lets us get close to him. It's by really listening that trust grows and our hearts open up. Our own personal deserts make us quiet down the noise so we can hear God in a new way. They push us to look inside ourselves, to find deep peace, far from all the distractions and easy answers. When we're alone, we find a different way to connect with God. It's in the quiet that we find a new closeness. Silence isn't empty. It's full of God's presence, ready to talk to us if we just listen. It becomes a place where we meet him, heal, and start fresh. The desert teaches us to listen differently. It asks us to open our senses, to welcome things we didn't expect, to hear God's voice in what seems small and unimportant. It's a place where we learn to be patient and humble. It changes us, making us pay attention to what really matters. Slowly, the desert shapes how we see things, teaches us to tell what's truly important from what's not. We become able to walk with confidence even when things are uncertain. God chooses to be quiet, to be gentle, to touch our hearts. It's by really listening that we find how deep His presence is. This is where the real connection begins. When the noise dies down, when our hearts open, God lets Himself be found in the simple quiet, and that's where trust, peace, and deep joy are born. John the Baptist, a figure of the desert, lived there, preached there, and shaped his message there. His strength came from solitude, from closeness with God, not from what people thought of him. The desert made him real, unaffected by the world's pressures. Then Jesus, after his baptism, was led into the desert. 40 days of fasting, of temptations that hit at the very core of his mission. He chose to rely on the Father, humble trust, the path of service. The desert confirmed his identity and his mission, not in theory, but through tough times. He came out ready, filled with the Spirit. For John the Baptist and Jesus, the desert wasn't running away, but the necessary training for their mission. True strength is born in solitude. When we face our deserts, we often think of it as a punishment, but the desert is the workshop where God shapes us, not the courtroom where He condemns us. Like a potter, God kneads, shapes, and removes the excess to reveal our true form. This process might feel painful, but it's all for beauty and purpose. The desert is God's potter's wheel. God leads us there to purify us, to free us from our false securities. He wants to prune us so we can bear more fruit. Let's change our perspective. Let's ask God what He wants to teach us in our trials. This question turns suffering into an opportunity. The desert becomes a time of preparation, not abandonment. He shapes us for a more fruitful life. It's an act of love, not rejection. The desert isn't just a test, it's a profound transformation. Cut off from the outside, we face ourselves, discovering our fears, our wounds, our emptiness. This painful confrontation reveals the fragile foundations of our lives, but it's a grace. We can then rebuild on God's grace. The desert shatters our idols, teaching us to love God for who He is. It's the transition from a practical faith to a faith based on relationship. The calling born from the desert is shaped by challenges and close connection. It's a calling ready to withstand the coming storms. Great modern coaches echo biblical wisdom. Adversity is an opportunity. As Tony Robbins says, your past does not determine your future. A desert signifies that an old pattern no longer works. It invites a change in perspective. The desert breaks our old ways of thinking to install new ones. Trust, dependence on God. Perseverance is key, moving forward one step at a time, even without understanding everything. Keep a clear vision. Fix your eyes on the promise, not on the barrenness. Yes, visualize achieving your goal. Suffering becomes an investment for the future. The desert becomes a training ground for a greater destiny. How can we successfully navigate the desert? First key, embrace the season. Believe it has meaning, even if it's invisible. Second key, learn to listen in silence, cut out distractions, and let the word resonate. Third key, cultivate trust without seeing everything. Cling to God's promises. Keep a gratitude journal to shift your focus from lack to provision. Visualize your success. Genesis 15:5, He said, "Look toward heaven and count the stars if you are able to count them. So shall your offspring be." Fourth key, don't stay alone. Seek the support of trusted people. Share your struggle. Pray together. The desert is an experience of solitude, but not isolation. Surrounding yourself with others means remembering the truths that the desert makes you forget. Moving forward together means getting through it stronger. The desert then becomes a place of shared growth. The desert isn't a sign that you're forgotten. Instead, it's a time to get ready for something special. It's in the desert that God makes us pure, heals us, and builds up our character so we can do what He's called us to do. The desert is where you can get really close to God, learning to trust Him and truly know Him. It helps us become more humble, stronger, and clearer about what we're meant to do. If you're going through a tough time, don't give up. God is closer than ever, doing important work inside you. Welcome this time in your life and try to understand what He wants to teach you. Every day is a chance to grow. Your desert time is getting you ready for a season where good things will happen. Don't just sit there. Take a step of faith every single day. Grow your faith, talk to God, and keep moving forward even when things are quiet. It's in this quiet time that your future success is being prepared. If this message spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs some hope. Don't wait for YouTube notifications. Visit our channel every day, because we share daily tips to help you make quick progress. Together, let's keep moving forward on this journey of change.